Hello students, welcome back. I hope you must be keeping well. In this session, we'll be discussing the concept of De Morgan's theorem, in which you shall get to know that there can be two cases of De Morgan's theorem, that is when n is an integer and n is a rational number. We shall also discuss some of the applications of this theorem. So let's begin.
So the next topic that we have is the De Morgan's theorem, and we can have two cases in this. This is also an extremely important theorem and you can expect a question from this topic in your exams. So the first case says that if n is any integer, then cos theta plus iota sine theta raised to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus iota sine n theta. And secondly, similarly, if you have cos theta 1 plus iota sine theta 1 into cos theta 2 plus iota sine theta 2, so on, cos theta n plus iota sine theta n, then that will be equal to cos of theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta n plus iota times sine theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta n. So that just means, firstly, if you have cos theta plus iota sine theta raised to the power some power say n, then that power will come with the angle, that is it will become cos n theta plus iota sine n theta. And then if you have product of the form cos theta 1 plus iota sine theta 1 into cos theta 2 plus iota sine theta 2, so on, cos theta n plus iota sine theta n, then that will be equal to cos of theta 1 plus theta 2 plus so on theta n plus iota times sine of theta 1 plus theta 2 so on theta n. Next case says if p and q belongs to z, they are integers, and q is non-zero, then cos theta plus iota sine theta raised to the power p by q is equal to cos of 2k pi plus p theta by q plus iota times sine 2k pi plus p theta by q, where k will vary from 0 to q minus 1. So just note here what is the difference between the two cases, that first of all we are taking n to be an integer, and in this case when index n is an integer, then we can see that this cos theta plus iota sine theta raised to the power n has exactly one value, which is cos n theta plus iota sine n theta, right? When n is an integer, this has got exactly one value, which is this. But when n is a rational number of the form p by q, where q is obviously non-zero, then rather than being an integer, it is a rational number, then this has got exactly q different values. Since k is varying from 0 to q minus 1, that means it has got q different values, right? So it will be clearer once we discuss the example. The example says find all the roots of the equation z raised to the power 4 minus of 1 plus I equal to 0. So how do we proceed in such type of questions? You will write down z raised to power 4 is given to be 1 plus I, and that means z is equal to 1 plus I raised to the power 1 by 4. So I'll tell you the solution in steps. Step 1 says express 1 plus I in polar form, right? So first of all we'll be expressing this in polar form. So that would mean 1 plus I is r times cos theta plus iota sine theta. So 1 plus I is r times cos theta plus iota sine theta, which means r cos theta is 1 and r sine theta is 1. By equating the real and the imaginary parts, this is what I get. So from this we can conclude that you can square and add, and you can get r square is 2, so r becomes root 2, and we have obtained the value of r, and similarly you can obtain the value of theta also. You can divide it and get tan theta equal to 1, so theta becomes pi by 4. So finally z becomes root 2 cos of pi by 4 plus iota sine pi by 4. By substituting the values of r and theta, this is what I get, and so we are required to find out the value of this raised to the power 1 by 4. So that becomes 2 raised to 1 by 8 cos of pi by 4 plus iota sine pi by 4. So z becomes 2 raised to the power 1 by 8 cos pi by 4 plus iota sine pi by 4 whole raised to the power 1 by 4. Now once you are done with this, step 2 is